With this first cow, the problem is pretty obvious. What's underneath is not. Welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. After cleaning this up a bit, we can see the path that this rock took before finally becoming lodged in that white line. It's ground several grooves in that sole. Now we got to get it out of there. With each step, that rock kept working deeper and deeper into that sole. It's no wonder she was walking funny. Here you can see exactly how far down it went. The question now is, do we vent this out to the inside, or do we take that outside wall out and vent it to the outside? You can see this wall here, it seems to be pretty intact. This area in here is already down, and we can model that further, so that's the route I'm planning on taking. We're going to turn this down, see what it looks like, and see if that is feasible. As mentioned earlier, this wall is intact, so I'm going to model down the inside part, meaning remove more horn from right in here. That way we can make sure that no more rocks or debris can get packed into that area, and we can preserve that outside wall. If your eyes are drawn over here, that's just some natural shedding. That claw is sound. I don't have to worry anything about that. This is the one we got to finish working on. We're going to model that area out now. Now, if you notice this area right here is still brown, there's no problem there. That's just staining. If we slide around and get a side view, you can see we've got this modeled down all the way to that, and we're able to leave that outside wall intact, which is exactly what we want. And as you can see, she's walking great now. Now on to the next cow. This one, well, she was not so lucky. There is no rock, but there is an awfully big hole. Whenever you come across something like this, the question is always, did something work its way in there and make this hole? Or is this poor quality hoof horn as a result of something that started on the inside and worked its way out? In this case, I think you can tell based on the coloration of the hoof horn around it, this is an internal problem, and soon you'll see exactly how much. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, I don't know, it looks like an awful lot of debris up inside there. And there is. But the question is, what made the hole? Not what's in it now, and that we will see here in a minute. And yes, I do trim dew claws if they get a bit out of hand. Got a little bit of wind noise here. Can't do much about that. We're working in real life situations, so sometimes the audio isn't the best, but you'll get the picture here. Now you'll notice with this one, I went right for that outside wall, removing hoof horn there immediately. Why did I do that? Because I know that there's corium involved in this situation, and I know that it's going to be right along that white line, in that white line, that junction between that outside wall and that sole, and likely it's going to start to work its way up that outside wall. Now I know I'm not going to be able to remove hoof horn down to that level on the inner part of the hoof, so I'm going to work it out the wall in this case instead. We'll get this rinsed out a little bit. You'll be able to see what's in there. As I mentioned earlier, there is corium involved here, and you can see where it would be necessary to remove that outside wall to make sure we can get that completely cleaned out. The goal now is to continue working here, removing as much of this detached horn as we can, and any of the little jagged bits that you saw inside there, trying to remove as much of that as possible so we have the best chance of this healing as fast as we can get it to heal. If we were to leave it like it is, those little flaps of hoof horn would be constantly moving and constantly irritating, and it would be difficult for that lesion then to completely heal right over. By removing all of those little flaps and any of this overhanging hoof horn, that's going to allow oxygen to work its way in there. It's going to allow us to clean it out much more effectively, and then it's going to allow our treatment to get exactly where it needs to be. With all that taken care of, this corium should start to then produce new hoof horn, and we should be back in the game right where we want to be. Now, if you're wondering, why is there red tape on her left ankle? That's to mark this cow so that the guys, when they're milking in the parlor, they know that this cow, her milk can't go in the tank. She has just calved, so for those first couple days after calving, those first milkings, that milk is not fit for drinking. That's fit for calves. So at that point, that doesn't go in the tank, and that red tape along her ankles, there's also some red tape on her right ankle as well. That's to let them know, to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now that we got that cleaned out and blocked and wrapped, 1642 is done.